What is going on, players, and welcome back to episode 19 of the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on Football Manager 21. We've had the January transfer window, and as you can see, up to this point, or not the January transfer window, what am I on about? We've ended the summer window. Don't know why I was thinking it was January already. Looked over and I was like, 8 games in January already? What has been going on? But no, we are just after finishing the summer transfer window. We're in the middle of September because a lot of games got moved and we're playing against top of the league, Brighton. Brighton have been on quite the run, and my shirt is not playing nice with my green screen. But we are sitting comfortably in 5th. I'll show you how the fixtures make it on. So the last game we saw was against Millwall. We then went and absolutely destroyed QPR. Cassidy with a hat-trick, Wheeler and Stansfield both scoring. Then we lost to Stoke, which was disappointing. 3-2 defeat. We played quite well for about 10 minutes and then it just all fell apart really. Then against Blackburn it was 3-3 draw, and I think we deserved more than a 3-3 draw. Cassidy picked up an injury in that game. Came off a straight red injury. He was out for 2 days. It was a tight calf or something. Anyway, it wasn't a horrendously bad injury. I was very disappointed. As you can see, 7 days later, played against Huddersfield and he scored again. We did lose. We were never on top in that game. Then against Luton, 3-1. They were, I think at the time, they were bottom of the league. They were having a terrible time. We just nice and comfortably beat them 3-1. Then beat Oxford 2-0, again, fairly comfortable. And then we just beat Swansea away, which was less comfortable. But you can see Mitch Clark. Who's Mitch Clark? What I think is more important is the fact that Adamaida and Ryan Cassidy both scored in the game. Swansea's Adamaida scoring and Ryan Cassidy getting 2. Plenty of Irishmen on the scoreboard, which is, if you ask me. So, since you were here last, which would have been 31st of July, what have we done? Well, interesting question you ask. We signed Jaakko Akasainen he was on a free. He was released by Brentford. We brought him in. The man had only played twice for Brentford. Came in, he's played 1 game in the league for us off the bench. Came off the bench in a cup game as well. Didn't really need him. Sam Hodgson came from South Shield, who is I suppose you could call him a striker. I'm not sure if that would be the right thing to call him. He's played 23 games in his career and scored 1 goal. He's in or under 23s. Probably never going to see him again. Then we signed Ko Itakura from Man City on loan. He's been pretty much injured since he arrived. He's played twice off the bench for us, but I'm not sure why Man City signed him, because he's never going to play for them, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he's never going to play for them. I think it just signed him for selling shirts. Yeah, but he's on loan with us and he's struggling for fitness. Ryan Moore came from Sutton Coldfield. Again, I'm not 100% sure what the director of football was at when he signed this guy. Decent, super non-league player. Never going to make it in the championship. Lyle Taylor came in. I did say we needed strikers, so we brought Lyle Taylor in, a guy who's scored 11 goals in the last 2 seasons. The season before that, scored 11. He's not first choice, shall we say. Then Alfie Whiteman came in from Tottenham. Well, he was on a free. He was released by Tottenham. Came in for us. Been injured since he arrived. I'm interested to see how he gets on, because I had him in FM21, I think it was, at a lower team in one of my other saves, and he was decent. Then the director of football went bananas. So Whiteman came in on deadline day, but so did Cyrus Christie as our right back. He's played 1 game, had a horrendous game, paid 525k for him, and I could rise to 650. He was shocking in the first game. So that wasn't ideal. Then Oliver Denham, centre back / right back from previously of Man United and Cardiff, came in. Not sure We'll leave him in the under 23s, see what happens. Not overly worried about him. Then we signed Tom Lowry from QPR, who looks a decent player, to be fair. Again, didn't really need midfielders. We paid almost twice what QPR paid for him. He was at QPR for 6 months before he joined us. So we've Lowry. We also signed Osman KK, or KK? Osman KK. Another right back, because you can never have too many right backs. The man has barely played for QPR since the first season this save started. Played 9 games in the last 2 seasons, or last season and a half. We've brought him in. He's like our third choice right back. And then Mitch Clark, another right back, because why not? Who just a couple of years ago it was all about the left backs. This year it's all about the right backs. But he scored on his debut. We're playing him at left back because Tom Pearce has been injured for a while and we don't really have a left back. So he's gotten in on the action. In saying that, we have 2 left backs that are actually better. So that is everyone we brought in. As you can see, we spent 3.1 million, which is interesting because we don't have a huge amount of money. Interesting players that have left since you were here last. I think I told you about Garshala going off on loan. Alex Perry went to Barnsley for 88k. Adam Long's gone out on loan. Allsop demanded a transfer and I left same day, because this was done on deadline day. Asgard has gone to McDonald's. Jordan Spence has gone to Blackpool, both on loan. Dakars Cogley went to Barnsley, 165k. When he saw all the right backs coming in, he wanted to leave. Matt Dolan has gone to Coventry for 300k. Last year's captain, this year's vice captain, is now playing for a different club. Dan Smith suddenly disappeared. The day after deadline day, went off to Alfreton on loan, and Cian Monks, who's a striker I had high hopes for in our first season. Was it Cian Monks? No, Cian Monks was the second striker. I was looking at him kind of going, this guy could be good. Hasn't had a chance in our first team. He's gone off to Van Rama National North to play with Curzon Ashton. He's had a decent start so far, 3 appearances and 2 goals. So that leaves us sitting 5th in the league and very close to being in debt again. The wage budget is 137,000 spent so far, almost 138,000, and we have 150k as our wage budget, but we still have 7 million. So it'll be interesting to see what happens come January time. Just to update you on my coaching badge, we're National A. I think we're studying for a continental license. I might be wrong. Actually, check that. It's completed. I'm pretty sure I got another coach, or maybe they said I couldn't. I can't remember. The board are delighted with us fighting bravely against relegation. As previously stated, we are 5th in the playoff spots, but we are only 8 games into the season. So now we're taking on Brighton, which is definitely going to be an interesting game. But this is how we're lining up for that game. We have Dillo in goal, Kake and Clark as our wing back. Kake is starting because Chris Christie, as previously stated, was shocking in his first game, and I don't want to put him out there and hope for the best. Obi and Cresswell are starting in centre back because Itakura is still slightly injured, and Itakura 6'1". He's not like my last Japanese centre back who was 5'6". Evans and Lowry in central midfield. Marshall and El Mizuani as our wide men. Cassidy and Stansfield starting up front. Stansfield disappointing so far this year. I'm hoping that he can come back and score as many goals as he did last year, because he was an absolute lethal weapon in League One. According to the scouts, he is quite good for this level. Doesn't seem to be doing it quite yet. But the Brighton side, there is some very, very good players in the starting 11. Matt Ryan, Lamptey, White, Davy Proper, Harry Winks, Alexis McAllister. It's okay. I think Aaron Connolly is on the bench. Get in there. Happy days. Pump Fists, we're on a good one. Keep doing them. Pump Fists. Okay, I've motivated Mitch Clark. No, Thrush Arms, no. We don't want to be doing that. I'm going to pump my fists at the strikers. Hopefully they can do something. I'm really hoping that we have something about us, to push on. am fairly confident that we're going to get slapped by Brighton. But I've not changed the way we're playing. We're gonna play like we normally do. But we're on the. I was going to say we're on the break, but Stansfield loses the ball to White, and Alexis puts it through, and Amat Ndai, 14th of the season. The man has been exceptional. I've been watching. I had a quick look at the Brighton team before we picked it because they gave me like a list of players to be like the way it says, be wary of this player. He came up and I was like, okay, we're in trouble because this guy is doing really well this season, but he's not really known goal scorer, so he's really found his level. And that hot mess that I talked over ends with us getting a corner and Evans to take it. Obi doesn't get there, gets cleared by White, and now Lato is going for a jog, and Keke absolutely slaps him across the face and says, "Not today, buddy." So our first view of Keke, he is okay. Better than Cyrus Christie. Cyrus Christie was getting done all over the place. How is it disallowed? Who scored? Was it Cresswell or Lowry scored? Offside. Who was offside? Was it? That's harsh. Putting it out there, that's harsh. The defender went to clear it and it was given as offside because it hit him and went into the back of the net. That's just... I don't know if I said it, but Sten Peterson, my assistant manager, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. I really hope that the director of football boots him out because, that man does not like... Because I'm not doing any press conferences. He says, Lamptey. How is Lamptey offside? He says to the press constantly that we're not as good as we're playing. We're about the dressing room atmosphere. He's always talking about how, it's not going to last forever. It's just like, stop. We need to motivate the players. And you're there saying like, Jesus lads, it's not great now, is it? Huh? We are going to... I'm gonna thrash my arms. I'm far from pleased with what I've seen. Lee Evans demotivated. Stansfield's not looking all too happy either. I'm gonna pump my fists at the two of them and be like, yeah, you can do it, buddies. Like I said, I'm not... Evans has picked up a knock now. Tariq Lamptey had is after going off. Oh, Jesus Christ. Clark, what are you doing? Nearly gave me a heart attack. Alright, we have enough centre midfielders that we can take Evans off. Go bring on Wheeler and move El Zwadi. No, actually, I'm going to do it this way. El Zwadi is going to be the deep line playmaker. Put Wheeler on the right. We'll leave it at that for now. On the left. Stansfield. There's 2 strikers on the bench. You need to be wary. It's quite difficult to put a bench together when you've got so little... Cassidy. Well, Evans is already coming off, so chill out. The linesman stood in front of my player. El Mizwani. Can he score from the free kick? Short one to Obi. Of all the people it falls to, Wheeler. That was quite the little trickery they had going there. Lato and Lamptey are getting dominated in this game. We're not doing anything about it. Obi boots it clear. But Brighton still have the ball. I'd be surprised, to be honest, if we only lose 1-0. Or if you said it to me at the start of the game, I would have been like, I would take it. Now we're 2-0 down. I feel like we deserve more. Stansfield is going to come off 4. I'm going to bring Rob Senior on. But I'm going to make him a false 9. And I'm going to leave Cassidy as the advance forward. See if he can do something. Because he's played really well as a trequartista. Which is something I've never really played around with. Trequartista is, I think, Forest Green Rovers. I traded trequartista for 4 or 5 games, maybe. But it was an attack midfielder trequartista, not a striker. But the Cassidy seems to suit him. It seems to play really well as a trequartista. Not today, obviously. But he has been previously. And thankfully Dillow's there. I thought that was going to be one of those ones where everyone just kind of stood around looking at the ball and nobody did anything. But we've come away with the ball. Marshall down the wing. Back to Obi. Lowry. Beautiful play by the lads. Kike. Oh, he's ridden 2 tackles. Gets it to Marshall. Across Wheeler. David Wheeler's after scoring. Get in there. Come on. Potentially a way back into the game for Wigan. Let's hope so. Like I said in the last episode, I'm going to look at potential new jobs closer to January time. Just because I want to see what's out there. I don't want to stay at Wigan forever because I feel like the way it's going, that might end up happening. And I think we're on our final year of our contract anyway. So it would be a nice time to change around January. Gives an opportunity to see what else is going. I'm going to take Mitch Clark off. I'm going to give Itakura his debut. I'm going to make him a wingback on support and make you a complete wingback on attack. Because I feel like Kike is more attacking, potentially. I love how the game is, or my assistant is telling me to use my left winger to man mark their right back. Let's talk about like taking a player out of position. Lowry, do something with the ball. Why would you just walked into danger? And I always going to happen. Alright, 12 minutes left. We're going attacking. When I get the opportunity, I'm going to shout at the lads. Berate. Fired up. El Mizwani. Confused, overwhelmed. Everyone else are pressured them. And we are going to lose 3-1. Maybe not. We're going to lose 4-1. Is probably what I should be saying. And he's just so much quicker than everyone else in our team. It's insane. We've relatively quick players, but he just seems to be Thomas Radzinski. Throwback for anybody who remembers that guy, huh? And Senior almost gets a breakaway, but the ball gets taken off him. And now Brighton, again, on the break, slowed it down an awful lot. But Endai is true, and Endai scores again. That's his hat-trick. Yep. Not the perfect hat-trick, just a hat-trick. So, really, does it matter? Does it really matter? He's only scored a hat-trick. Standard hat-trick. We lose 4-1. No. I'm not going to throw a water bottle because it does not work. I would love if someone could prove that it does work, but it does not. Not for me anyway. I've never gotten it to work yet. I think it works for Clates once on stream, but it's not something I'm going to bother using all too often. Because I think if you do use it too often anyway, kind of makes no difference. That result only drops us to 6th, which is not the worst, I guess. Lee Evans is out for 3 days. Marshall's getting a pay rise. This is 1 appearance away from 25, and I slammed the lads. Kike. I might have to give him a nickname. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't the greatest of games, but it's fine. Like, they were top of the league. We were expecting a huge swing in result. The fact it was 4-1 flattered them a little bit. We weren't all that well, or we weren't all that great, to be fair, as you will have seen. So I think next episode we come back maybe for Stoke and Norwich. Or do we? Because I don't really want to play Cardiff. Cardiff are playing terribly so far this year, but that will be the game that we get smashed in. So maybe we come back for Stoke and Norwich so we can try and get some revenge on Stoke for the Carabao Cup defeat, and Norwich because be interesting. Or we could come back for Cardiff Reading. We'll be back at some point is what I'm basically saying. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Share with all of your friends, because getting this video out there, maybe more people will find it and realise that this is the greatest FM content on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching, fellas. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!